Third graders, last week you created a skeleton, and this week we're going to be creating a hat for your skeleton to wear. So what you're going to need to grab at the drive-thru is a large piece of white paper, a messy mat. If you're a number 3 chair, you need to go get a box of crayons for your table to share because you're going to need to find a black crayon to draw with today. The first thing I do though is write my name, Miss G, and my class code. I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to start by sketching out the shape of my hat. My hat or my sombrero should be really big for my big skeleton. So I'm going to start by drawing really lightly with a pencil. I'm sketching really lightly with a pencil a oval. And that oval is going to start all the way at this very edge. And it's going to come out about halfway and all the way down to this bottom edge, across my paper, down to the bottom edge. On top of my oval comes the top of the hat. That's where the head goes. That's kind of like a semicircle. I'm going to outline it with my black crayon so you can see. So about halfway across my paper, going horizontally, I have a C, and it's going to go all the way across. And I draw another C for the edge of the hat. This is called the brim. That would be the part that kind of blocks the sun from your face or your eyes. Okay, and then the top where the head goes, and that's kind of like a semicircle or another C. From there, with my black crayon, I need to draw out my pattern or design. A pattern is a shape or a color or a line that repeats itself over and over again. But I'm also kind of designing what I want my hat to look like. Okay, so I'm going to start with a flower up at the tippy top. I know that's not a repeating pattern, but I kind of want that flower there to start with for my pattern, my design of a hat. I'm going to do a square pattern down here at the bottom. So pressing heavy and dark with my crayon so I have a nice thick line, I'm going to draw out my pattern for my design. I'm kind of like a hat designer today. Now, if this makes you a little bit nervous to draw with crayon right away, because if you make a mistake, we cannot erase, then you should sketch out with a pencil first. Think about shapes and lines you know as you start to design your pattern. When your hat is filled in with patterns, then you're ready to paint. Number 3 chairs, you're also going to be in charge of getting the lunch tray paints for today, and those are going to be used to paint in our hats. You're also going to need to get 4 fingers of water and 4 brushes for your table to share. Now when I paint, I dip and I swipe my ballerina brush's toes into the paint, and I have her dance on her tippiest of toes in those black lines. When I change my color, I need to have my ballerina brush jump in the bottom of the cup, and if it drips, wipe it on the lip before I switch to a new color so that my paints don't get all mixed up. Not all my friends want their paints like that, so I always mix on my paper, never ever in the cup. Artists, you are going to paint in your whole sombrero, your whole hat, so it's full of colors and patterns, and next week we'll add these cool flowers on top. I can't wait to see these awesome sombreros for your skeletons to wear.